Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Dear Venerable Sangha, dear Buddhist ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the English news transmission on the online TV weekly Buddhist newsreel, a comprehensive channel. Here are the headlines of major Buddhist news of the week. Hanoi. Most Venerable Thích QUANG creates the third Dharma Master of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha. Ho Chi Minh City. UPOSATHA ceremony in Vietnam National Temple and arrangement for ĐÜNG Great Mass Ordination. Ho Chi Minh City, meeting for 53 years celebration of diplomatic relationship between Vietnam and Cambodia. Hanoi, Dharma course opening ceremony at TRÚC Phúc Zen Meditation Monastery in Buddhist year 2564, Solar Calendar 2020. Ho Chi Minh City, Symposium on Religious and Social Values of Vietnamese Mendicant Order Denomination in the Great National Unity. Ho Chi Minh City, ABBOT Refresher Training Course closing ceremony at MINH Monastery. GIANG, Most Venerable THÍCH visits Phật Social Center. Hanoi, warm humanity in the COVID-19 pandemic. And hereafter are the news in details. On the morning of June 22, 2020, Most Venerable Thích QUANG, the first Deputy Dharma Master of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, visited Viên Minh Pagoda in Hanoi to meet up with the third Dharma Master of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, Most Venerable Thích Phổ Tuệ, and at the same time, he visited and preached the monks and nuns who are dwelling in the pagoda during the rain retreats.
Venerable Thích Thanh Tuyên, Deputy of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Administration Board in Phú Xuyên District, with the monks and nuns of the summer retreat welcomed the Most Venerable and Venerable Thích Thanh Phong, Head of Central Committee for Economic and Financial Affairs, Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, and Head of Social Charity Committee of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, with Buddhist followers in the delegation. On this occasion, Most Venerable Thích QUANG conducted the ritual and wished good health to the third Dharma Master. He blessed and thanked Most Venerable Thích QUANG, who has been busy with Buddhist affairs, but still spent time to visit Viên Minh Summer Retreat. Most Venerable Thích QUANG had a few words to encourage and share his feelings with the ascetic practitioners who are performing the Vasa at the retreat. In the afternoon of the same day, Most Venerable Thích QUANG visited Bang Pagoda, Linh Tiên Pagoda, Hanoi City to offer incense to commemorate the ascent of Father and Most Venerable Thích Bảo Nghiêm and directed a number of activities for Dharma enactment in the coming time in the north. Most Venerable also preached and encouraged the laypersons of Pháp Hoa Ashram who came to greet His Holiness. Most Venerable hoped that in the coming time he could visit the retreat revenues in the north and encourage the ascetic practice of monks and nuns and laypersons of ashrams during their rain retreat.
On the morning of June 20, 2020, at Vietnam National Temple, Ho Chi Minh City, dignitaries of Board of Patrons Ho Chi Minh City Buddhist Sangha and 24 districts and standing subordinate section attended the Mass UPOSATHA ceremony at the end of the month in the witness of Most Venerable Thích QUANG, First Deputy Dharma Master, cum Dharma Superintendent of the Council of Patrons, Head of Ho Chi Minh City Buddhist Sangha.
This is a regular ceremony for monks to listen to Dharma precepts again and for renunciated ascetic practitioners to remind each other of monastic precept. After the UPOSATHA ceremony, it was a meeting to inform the coming Buddhist affairs to be deployed in the time to come. Venerable Thích Quý presented his report on focal Buddhist affairs. With the agreements of the Standing Commission, the Great Mass Ordinations of ĐÜNG in Buddhist year 2564 Solar Calendar 2020 is planned to take place in August this year. Specifically, on August 16, there will be an examination on recept. On August 26, the successful novice examinee will enter the consecrated sima for ordination, and on August 29 will be the ordination ceremony with Bodhisattva precept and closing ceremony for the fulfillment of the Great Mass Ordination. In order to facilitate the Great Mass Ordination, it is required that the Buddhist section in urban district need to make a registration list of Buddhist ascetic practitioners and send it to the Office of Ho Chi Minh City Buddhist Administration Board as soon as possible. Venerable Thích Quang Thạnh revealed a list of delegations who will visit and make offerings at 45 summer lower schools in the city. Finally, most venerable heads of the study Buddhist Administration Board encouraged the monks and nuns to show their solidarity so that Ho Chi Minh study Buddhist could reach further achievement in the Buddhism.
On the morning of June 24, 2020, at Phổ Pagoda, Ho Chi Minh City, there was the ceremony to celebrate 53 years of diplomatic relation between Vietnam and Cambodia, 24 June 1967, 24 June 2020.
In witness, the World Most Venerable THÍCH, Vice President of Executive Council, Vice Chairman of Executive Commission, Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, Ho Chi Minh City, Abbot of Phổ Pagoda, together with nearly 100 Buddhist followers. On behalf of Cambodia, there was Mr. Sok Darat, Consulate General of the Kingdom of Cambodia in Ho Chi Minh City, together with his wife, staff of Consulate General. 53 years ago, on June 24, 1967, the two countries, Vietnam and Cambodia, officially established diplomatic relations. Through many ups and downs of history, Vietnam and Cambodia have maintained good and friendly relations. This friendship has been cultivated and reinforced by generations of leaders and people of the two countries, including sacrificing their lives. The Consulate General of the Kingdom of Cambodia expressed his pride in attending this celebration and said that it was an important event for the better relationship and solidarity between the two countries. On this occasion, Most Venerable Abbot presented 20 gifts with a total value of 20 million Vietnam dong to Cambodian students studying in Ho Chi Minh City in the spirit of responding to the policy of nurturing friendship of the Central Association and the City Association.
On the morning of June 20, 2020, TRÚC Lâm Sùng Phúc Zen Monastery, Hanoi City, solemnly held the grand opening ceremony for Dharma course of Buddhist year 2564, Solar Calendar 2020.
In witness, it was honored to have Venerable Thích Thông Quán, Upadhyay Professors of TRÚC Lâm Zen Meditation Sect in North Vietnam, Venerable Thích Thông Hiền, Upadhyay of TRÚC Lâm Zen Meditation Sect from the United States, Venerable Thích Tâm Thuần, members of the Dharma enactment sections of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha in Hanoi, Abbots of TRÚC Lâm Sùng Phúc Zen Monastery, Venerable Thích Kiến Nguyệt, Vice of Administration Boards of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha in Vĩnh Phúc, Abbots of TRÚC Lâm Tây Thiên Zen Monastery in Vĩnh Phúc Province, Venerable Thích Tĩnh Thiền, Abbot of Zen Meditation in TRÚC Lâm Đại Giác Monastery in Lao Cai Province, together with the monks and nuns, laypersons and Buddhists from near and far. The ceremony was opened with a solemn and respectful ritual to welcome the dignitaries in their procession into lecture halls. Venerable Thích Tâm Thuần wished all Buddhists would sincerely devote to the triple chant, to the righteousness of the Buddha. Buddha only reincarnated his compassionate nature to sentient beings could reflect on themselves and be liberated from their own suffering. To follow the program, Venerable Thích Thông Hiền shared his spiritual practice in mindfulness and hoped that Buddhists would soon realize that the impermanence of the enlightenment, to follow Buddha's wish that all sentient beings would be enlightened and emancipated. Finally, the general audience also enjoyed listening to religious words of blessing and encouragement of Venerable Thích Thông Quán. The organizers sent gratitude to the attending Buddhist monks and nuns for their merit and virtues. It is to pray that for all monks and nuns and Buddhists to live in equanimity with happiness in righteousness of Dharma.
On the morning of June 21st, 2020, at the MINH Monastery, Ho Chi Minh City, the Central Committee of Vietnam Fatherland Front and the Vietnamese Mendicant Order Denomination organized a symposium with the theme Religious and Social Values of the Vietnamese Mendicant Order Denomination in the building of great unity of the nation.
Attending the symposium, there were Most Venerable Thích Giác Giới, Deputy Secretary of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, Patron of the denomination, Most Venerable Thích Giác Tuần, Vice Chairman of the Administration Council, Director of Vietnam Buddhism Research Institute, Standing Chairman of the Denomination Standing Committee, and Abbot of MINH Monastery, Most Venerable Thích Giác Pháp, Member of the Administration Council, Vice Chairman of Ritual Section of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, come Chief Secretary with the monks and nuns of the denomination. Among the attendants, there were also representatives of the Fatherland Front Central Committee and the local authorities at various levels. Most Venerable Giác Tuần had a welcome speech and briefly summarized the biography of Master Patriarch Minh Đăng Quang during the period of formation and development of the denomination. In 1981, the Buddhist denomination made positive contributions to the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha and the great unity of the entire nation. Mr. Nguyễn Văn Thanh also congratulated and highly appreciated the religious characteristics as well as the socially valuable contributions of the Vietnamese mendicant order denominations for nearly 80 years of formations and development. He also encouraged the participants of the symposium to actively contribute ideas and present views to further clarify the specific characteristics and values contributed to Sangha by the denomination. The symposium also received the opinions of more than 10 delegates. The inputs of Nan Huỳnh Liên were also presented and discussed, all of which were practical and valuable contributions. Most Venerable Thích Giác Giới bestowed with kind words and expressed his joy with the discussions by monks and researchers. Most Venerable hoped that the core values and traditions of the Vietnamese mendicant order denominations are increasingly known through the symposium and scientific seminars so that the essence of Buddhism in general and mendicant order denomination in particular are kept, preserved, and promoted.
On the afternoon of June 15, 2020, at Minh Đăng Quang Monastery, Ho Chi Minh City, the closing ceremony of ABBOT Refresher Training Course was solemnly held for the monks and nuns of the Mendicant Order denomination.
In witness, it was honored to have Elder Most Venerable Thích Giác Tường, Member of Standing Committee of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, Superintendent of Mendicant Order denomination, Most Venerable Thích Giác Hà, Member of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, Deputy of the Permanent Committee of the denomination, Most Venerable Thích Giác Toàn, Vice Chairman of Buddhist Council of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, Heads of the Organizing Board of the ABBOT Professor Course, and over 200 monks and nuns serving as ABBOT among the attendants. Venerable Thích Minh Sơn, the representative of the Secretariat, summarized the Refresher's training course for the Buddhist monks, expressing the role of the ABBOT in the iterations and development period. In this Refresher course, there are 302 ABBOTs of monks and nuns. The organizing board presented certificates of merit to several monks and nuns who had delivered speeches as input in contributions to the success of the ABBOT Professor's course. Most Venerable Thích Giác Toàn also congratulates for the achievement of this year's ABBOT Professor course and remind the monks to study diligently in spirit of harmony and solidarity to make the Sangha strong. Most Venerable Thích Giác Tường bestowed the attendants with encouraging words at the ceremony, remind the ABBOTs of the need to understand their obligations, especially in its Refresher's training course. It is to foster to discern the spirit of obedience to the Dharma, blessing from the Tathagata, well known to be a mendicant, a descendant of the Patriarch. The role of the Mendicant Order denomination, with increased number of monks, has created the harmony, unity for stability and development.
On the morning of June 19, 2020, on the occasion of the Buddhist Affairs Mission in Western South Provinces, Venerable Thích Đức Thiện, Vice Chairman, cum General Secretary of Buddhist Administration Council of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, Head of the Central International Buddhist Committee, together with Venerable Thích Nguyên Chính, Member of Buddhist Administration Council, Vice Chief of Office 1 of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, visited Phật Quang Buddhist Social Center in GIANG Province.
Welcoming the delegation, there were Venerable Thích Minh Nhẫn, member of the Administration Council, standing Vice Chairman of the Provincial Buddhist Sangha, Director of the Phật Quang Buddhist Social Center, together with standing members of Administration Board of Provincial Vietnam Buddhist Sangha and the management of the center. Venerable Thích Đức Thiện donated cake gifts to disadvantaged children who are under the care of the center and encouraged them to strive to study well and become good citizens in the future for the country. Venerable also donated 400 million Vietnamese dong to support as a share to the center to take care of the adopted children. Venerable Thích Minh Nhẫn expressed his deep gratitude to the delegation and made an introduction into the Buddhist Charity Social Center, which was officially put into operation on the 6th of September 2002. Currently, the center is nurturing and educating 227 children at 5 levels of education. Their life in the boarding school starts from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day. They also learn to use the computers, English, physical education, music, and how to take care of vegetable and ornamental gardens for comprehensive growth, physically and intellectually. The delegation leaders has navigated for many sponsors to support the construction of a freshwater reservoir and specialized classrooms for information technology training, and wished that the building would be soon put into use.
With the wish to share the difficulties with the Vietnamese community living in Korea during the COVID-19 pandemic, on the morning of June 22, 2020, Ninh Thích Nữ Giới Tánh, President of the Vietnam Buddhist Association in Korea, and the delegation visited the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Committee of the Overseas Vietnamese in Hanoi City, to donate 20,000 pieces of face masks, hand wash gel, medical anti-infection instruments to living abroad people.
Receiving delegation with Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs ĐანგMinh Khôi, a representative of leaders from the committee. Ninh Thích Nữ Giới Tánh expressed that Vietnam Buddhist Cultural Center in Korea and the Vietnamese Buddhist Association in Korea have mobilized the Buddhist community and business people to contribute to help people in Korea, contributing to encourage people to overcome difficulty during disaster to make their lives stable. The delegations came to hand over small gifts, but these gifts were filled with cordiality. In South Korea, the case of reinfections in the community continued to rise, causing great losses and affecting the quality of life of Korean people, as well as the Vietnamese community here. Recently, the Vietnamese community in Korea has donated more than 160 million, and many businesses, individuals, and organizations also joined hands to help the community to overcome the pandemic. Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs ĐангMinh Khôi expressed his gratitude to the golden heart of the nuns and the philanthropists, business organizations, and individuals. And he said the committee will send the aid goods to people in Korea when they realize flight. From early 2020 until now, Ninh Thích Nữ Giới Tánh with the delegation have been organized plenty of volunteer programs during the pandemic. They asked practical deeds to help the communities and strengthen the friendship between Vietnam and Korea.
Venerable Sangha, ladies and gentlemen, the last news has started this weekly newsreel. Thank you for your attention and following. Goodbye and see you in the next program on psotv channel. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha.